Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the School of Fantasy Football podcast. I got my good buddies here, co-host. I like to call him Matt Mayfield. I'm going to start talking like this.
How's it going?
Mario, would you like to speak?
Just Mario, remember?
Yeah, Mario.
First name only, come on.
I forgot. I was trying to do like one of those old sounding, like 60s, 50s.
Yeah.
When there was no TV.
You see?
Radio. Yeah, nah, see? Nah. Anyway, week 8.
Tracy.
Oh, you remember that?
Yeah, that was a good
remember the
movie.
Flat Top? Fuck Flat Top. That was such a good movie.
It was.
Like it doesn't
Warren
hold,
Beatty.
it doesn't hold up anymore. Like if I try watching it now, it's
Really?
like this
I
is
haven't
kind of
tried
fucking
watching
cheesy.
I haven't either.
Don't.
I'm gonna try.
Or that and Monster Squad. Have you ever seen Monster Squad?
Oh yeah, with the
Monster
dude
Squad.
from the Wonder Years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The older brother.
It's on Netflix right now. It just
Yeah,
came
it
out.
is. I mean, I love that movie growing up, but
Monster Squad.
It's like where you would go on, if you did under your bed or something, you would go into this alternate.
That's not called Monster Squad.
no, you're thinking of.
You're talking
that's
about-
Little Monsters.
Little
Yeah.
Monsters. That just came out on Netflix. They
That's
just
a good
added
one.
it. That's a good
Yeah,
one.
Little Monsters.
Monster Squad or is
Monster Squad is
kick 'em in the nards.
Kick 'em in the nards. We'll find out have nards.
Yeah. Dracula, the
Swamp
Mummy.
Thing and Mummy and
They
stuff like
should
that.
remake that. That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
and he's all, what'd you say, faggot? What'd you say? And he's a hard cultured asshole. Like, that was the last time, like, people could say the F word. Sorry, I said the F word.
Oh, you did.
But,
yeah. It's better to say fuck than faggot. It's so weird.
That's
It is.
right. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
But,
tell,
like-
if you tell somebody fuck you, or if you say you're a faggot,
Yeah.
you're better off
Then-
telling them fuck you.
yeah. Or is it the
I
same
mean,
thing as.
I'd rather just not do either.
yeah.
I mean,
oh,
that's-
how about cunt?
Ooh, that.
Hey, that's hardcore, right?
That hurt me. That hurt me while
But
hearing you say it.
Kareem Hunt. If you say it way too fast, you're basically saying
Yeah.
it. So
That's true.
that's
I
by
just call
no
people.
fault.
I just call people Kareem Hunt, and so that's so in my mind I'm saying calling them a
Or,
cunt.
right, or you can do see you next Tuesday.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, they did that on an episode of, what is it, American Dad? Like, the little boy was on the phone, and they're like, get off the phone, Tommy or Timmy, whatever the fuck his name is. And he goes, I gotta go. My mom's being a see you next Tuesday. And then he hung up. And I was like, holy shit, dude. Like, I felt like I was, like, in on the joke.
that's
like,
pretty good.
No one
That's
else
pretty cool.
would have gotten it. But anyway. Anyway, guys, week 8, fantasy football. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
Happy Halloween, everybody. Ooh, man.
True.
What are you gonna be for Halloween, first off?
I haven't decided yet.
No?
I'll think about. I'll come up to a decision before
That,
we're done.
we can throw that in at the garbage
Yeah.
time. Captain Mario.
I'm going to try and be Michael Myers.
All right, try. Why try?
Well, because it's kind of hard to find costumes that fit me.
You don't go to the.
Disclaimer: he is 6'7".
Yeah, he's a
like I
big
went,
dude.
I had to buy overalls one time. I was like, oh yeah, I'll just go buy overalls. I was
Did
going,
they
I was
turn
going
into
as
shorts?
Mario. Yeah, dude, they were so high on me. They were like capris.
Man, just put some overalls on that. You're good. You're ready to go with the red shirt.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
kinda
They were
true.
capris. It was bad.
Wow.
I felt weird.
Wow. Oh, another thing having to do with football. This is Mario. You know how tall Mario is. True story. I used to be taller than both of y'all, right? In middle school,
Yeah.
I used to be taller than both of y'all. I think I'm the same height now.
Yeah, I think
Just
so.
about.
Just
yeah.
about the same height, and you guys grew to be. You're about like 8 inches taller than me, 6 inches taller than me. Mario's like a full foot.
I'm like 5'11".
Okay, so 4
Okay.
inches.
I was like, damn, how short are you?
I'm 4'9". That's why I'm trying to talk deep.
Yeah.
But I remember during one of our senior trip to the beach.
Yeah.
We drove in a bus from San Antonio all the way down to what was it, like Port Aransas or Corpus? What was it?
Mustang Island.
Mustang Island. Yeah. It took us about 17 hours to get there, and usually it just takes an hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours at the most when you drive in a normal
It took
car.
forever.
But since we're in a bus, so the first thing we do when we get off the bus, we're like, oh, let's go play some fucking football on the beach. Like how?
I was hanging out with chicks, man.
We were
yeah,
also
Matt was not playing.
We were also, it was
But the-
also before like cell phones, so we had nothing to do on the bus. We were just like sitting there
that's
getting amped
true.
up.
There
You're just
was-
getting amped up, you know. What are you gonna do in there? Talk.
I was
You
probably
gotta talk
burning.
so
I was
much.
probably burning movies and CDs.
you probably been trying to finger chicks. That's
That was my thing.
like just
That's
try.
high school in a nutshell.
I was never successful, but I try. I try like a motherfucker. Anyway, the first thing we did was we go play football. We're like, we picked teams, and Mario was like, I'm going to be on this team. I'm like, well, I'm going to be on this team. And then instead of kicking the ball, they just threw it. And so I was like, oh, cool. Mario threw the ball. I was in my group, and I caught the ball, and I was like, I'm going to run. And then, I don't know what happened.
I was running.
No.
I was
I
running.
threw it.
Yep.
And Mario caught it.
Yep.
And so I was like, I'm going to tackle Mario. The only way to tackle a big dude is you got to kind of go low, right? Because you have to. But anyway, I tried tackling Mario. I don't know if I succeeded or not. That's beside the point.
Yeah.
But I ended up catching a knee right to the right side of my top of my eye.
Yep.
And it busted open.
And I was about a solid 6'5", 175. So it was all bone he got right
Yeah,
behind.
and I was a solid 5'7", 160.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
I think, yeah, man. And I just remember just waking up. I kind of was, dude. Like, I was just laying in the sand for a second, and I was just like, hey, did I get him? And I just remember Mario looking at me like, oh my God, dude, I'm so sorry. And I was like, what happened? And I was like, why is it everything so orange?
Did you leave after that? I know they took you to the doctor.
No, I had to wait till we left because I don't want to ruin it. We fucking took us 3 days to get to fucking corpses.
You took a school bus? I thought
Yeah.
a teacher had a car or something.
No,
You took the school bus to go get your...
back home.
No, he's talking about to the hospital.
Oh, to the hospital. Oh, I didn't
Because
go
he
to
had
the
to get
hospital.
stitches.
I went to get stitches later on that night. But
Oh.
You just held it?
yeah, dude.
It's like if you really got to pee on a road trip, they did that to you? Just hold it, man. Just hold that shit.
Dude, so I had like all this like blood running in my face. And anyway, I thought I was like, I don't know what happened, but
and then Mario almost got in a fist fight at lunch that day with Ray.
Yep. That was very aggressive.
did you?
They poured Big Red on each other.
I was very aggressive that day.
No shit. You know, I just fucked up somebody. I'm not afraid to do it again. Like,
That was crazy. Like sitting at lunch, I'm like, oh dang. And of course, I was
trying to figure chicks.
talking to some other girl again. Talking to some other.
That's all you're trying to do. But yeah, I ended up getting 9. So I got 9 stitches later on that night. But again, I stayed there because we got there at noon or 1 o'clock, something like that.
Yeah, we stayed until
then we stayed until it got night, and so we got home about 10 or 11 at night. My mom picked me up and took me to the hospital, and I went to get stitches. Yeah, and then I got an ice cream cone, and then
that was the last time you ever played football.
That was the last time, and then the last time I ever spoken to Mario until yesterday or 2 days ago. But yeah, that ended my football career. But imagine being in a fucking bus the entire time, and the first thing you do within 2 minutes, you just get busted your ass. Oh, anyway.
Man,
all right, man.
good times.
Players who throw fits. What do you think about that? Like the guys who were throwing temper tantrums. We talked about it before a couple weeks ago, where AB was getting in a fight with a water jug.
Right.
Le'Veon Bell gets on Twitter and starts talking about putting things in his pocket and wants more money inside of his pocket and jibber jabber, all this other shit. And then this other fucker, Martavius Bryant, he starts talking shit about his own teammates. Anyway.
And now he's benched.
Yeah, now he's benched. They took him off the...
Worse than that. He can't even go to the games.
Yeah, he's not going to play this week.
Yeah, he's on the practice squad, right? He's not even...
Yeah, he's not going to play this week. Yeah.
That's crazy. Anyway, and then now Joe Mixon had started, the rookie running back that Matt's been really high on all this season.
Yep.
So my thing is that if I feel like there's a trend here, or AJ Green he also said something like he needs to get the ball more too. But it turns out that the following game, their voices are heard. So I guess the coordinators or whoever are doing the calls, they get the ball to them, and they end up fucking balling out. So do you think that's the right way to go about it? I mean, it doesn't seem very professional.
No.
But
I think it's for me, I think there's a big difference between AJ Green, Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell doing it, and Joe Mixon.
Right, because it's Joe Mixon.
Yeah, or Martavius Bryant. It's you kind of have to know your role. If you're an elite player, then
yeah. And wasn't that guy suspended all year last year?
Yeah, Martavius was.
And then he
right.
came back for 2 games and had 2 catches. What the fuck do you expect?
Right. So for me, it's if you're going to complain, at least you got to back it up on the field, at least. And so we'll find out this weekend if Mixon gets more touches or if he makes.
The thing about Mixon,
I'm playing Joe Mixon.
He had such a good first half going, and then the second half they were like, "Nah, you don't get the ball anymore."
Well, because their coach is an idiot.
Because he should not. Marlon Lewis should have been fired about 4 or 5 years ago.
He should have been. Well, yeah, but then he should have been gone with the offense coordinator.
So
earlier this season.
Right.
So fuck that guy. Yeah. Anyway, but what do you think? So if this trend or if this is consistent, the sequence happens, do you think that Joe Mixon is gonna get
more touches
this coming week?
Yeah, I mean, game plan should dictate it. They're playing the Colts. Colts pretty bad against the run, so I mean he should get the ball more. But at the same time, when he has gotten the ball, he hasn't been very good, and the offensive line isn't very good. So it's like, I mean, I get why he's complaining. He's competitive. He's an athlete. I mean, you don't get to that level unless you're very confident in yourself. So I understand, but I don't know. I mean, if they give him the more carries, he better show out. Like he better have a huge game. Otherwise, it's kind of like you don't get to talk anymore.
Right, and then he's pretty much done for the week. I mean, the season. Really.
Yeah. Oh yeah, just go sit down and don't talk. Like
right, exactly. Know your spot, man.
Right.
What do you think, Matt?
I don't know. If it works,
we'll see.
If it works, people are going to do it.
And,
but I think in certain teams, I mean, it's 3 people from Pittsburgh and it's 2 people from Cincinnati. I don't know if you have teams that have the right leadership or the right coaches. That you're going to see it. Yeah, exactly.
That's all it is. It's tough, man.
Hardcore.
It's very tough. Anyway, I like these IRs. Like people are coming off IRs now. Like the people that got injured in the first week or two, the ones that we were talking about. Like, I mean, obviously Odell Beckham, he's done for the season. But guys that had like nicks and bruises, like David Johnson. Olsen, these guys are going to be coming back pretty soon. I mean, I've seen some to where they've been dropped. Like Olsen, I think he was owned. Olsen and Johnson were both owned like maybe 70%.
Well, Johnson had to be like 99%, right?
No, originally. Oh, originally. Yeah.
But he had dropped down to 70%.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He was dropped down to 70% overall on Yahoo.
Wow.
In our league, he was dropped, and I ended up dropping Marshawn Lynch for David Johnson, which, I mean, Marshawn Lynch is good, but I have these better quarterbacks that I don't want to let go. I'm not going to use Jameis Winston, but I don't want anybody else to use him
give him up for because that's a problem. A couple teams need quarterbacks.
Yeah, some people don't have any quarterbacks.
Most people have their starting running backs.
They just have Andy Dalton or Jared Goff or Carson Wentz, which Carson Wentz is fine.
Carson Wentz has been great.
If you have him, I guess you don't really need another quarterback. Mm-hmm. But for those guys that are hurting for squirting, that's 4 in a row this time. I don't want to give them any more advantage. You know what I mean? So anyway, so I let someone else pick up Marshawn, and I could not care less.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good pickup. I mean, if you make the playoffs and you had David Johnson on your roster, I mean, you could win the whole thing just with him. That could be a big difference maker.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to make the playoffs, but at this point, I'm taking all risks because I have 2 wins.
You just got to sneak in, man. You sneak into that last spot there. After that,
I just need 2 wins and I'm in.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Well, and I think the thing about picking up David Johnson is if you're through the hardest part of your buys, like if you've gotten through your buys and you know who your starters are going to be, it's like the guys on your bench don't need to be guys that are just good enough. You want to have guys that are almost going to be home runs. You know what I mean? Like they're going to do nothing for you unless there's a big injury, which or somebody like David Johnson comes back. Maybe he comes back a couple weeks earlier than expected. That sort of thing.
Yeah, they're expecting Thanksgiving, and then you said something about Christmas, right?
I mean, I don't.
I mean, it's both ends.
Sure, it could be.
But the earliest I said, and he already has his cast off.
He comes back Thanksgiving, and it's a great pickup. I mean,
that's a number 1 pick.
Yeah, no, I mean, I looked it up because I hadn't seen that yet, and it says Carson Palmer by Thanksgiving too, which is kind of crazy because I thought, I mean, honestly, he broke his arm. I thought he was done.
They said he broke.
I thought he was done. I think he was retired.
He was blocking with his left arm, and it got like a little divot in his forearm.
Oh,
so it's not like a full break on both sides. It's just on the
only thing
that's on his non-throwing arm.
Yeah, the only thing that really hurts for Palmer and Johnson is if they lose the next 5 games or whatever it is. It's like, are you going to bring David Johnson back?
Yeah,
right.
That's the only thing. If they can find a way to be anywhere in the picture,
Drew Stanton, he's a badass.
Jesus Christ!
You can always have Brian Hoyer, or Colin Kaepernick. But this other kid that I've been looking at, D.D. Westbrook. Have you guys know anything about this kid?
I've heard the name. Who's he play for?
He's with Jacksonville. He used to play with Oklahoma. Okay. He was Brian Mayfield's number 1
Baker.
Deep, Baker. I was saying your brother's name. But it's Baker Mayfield's number 1 target to go to.
Okay.
That sounds now it makes more sense why I heard the name.
Yeah, and I watched all this stuff again, and I did my research again.
Yeah.
And man, this guy's good. He's got some talent, man. I know I've said that before. The only other person I was right about was Cooper Kupp. The other guy I was not right about was Rashard, right? Rashard Higgins was his name from
He
Cleveland.
just got hurt though, didn't he?
No, they just stopped throwing him the ball.
Yeah, they don't give him the ball. So
He had a good game. It just, they didn't really have a quarterback, so.
right. I mean, I guess it's not his
hurt.
fault.
That
That part hurts.
Right.
But now this D.D. Westbrook, he's only owned in 7% of the leagues. He's coming back week 9. So if you're hurting for a guy, as far
You're not going to go with your trademark phrase?
no, because I already did it. If I do it too many times, if I do it more than once in one show,
Loses its luster. I got
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
People really know you by it though.
yeah, exactly.
Really know
Yeah.
you.
If you're ever hurting for it, but yeah, because Hearns isn't really doing much. What's the other guy's name? Lee. He's not really doing much. This guy's a big down the field. He's kind of like they compared him to Juju. They compared him to that dude.
He rides a bike?
He does,
Cool.
but unicycle. It's not a two. He's like
That'd be cool.
Fuck
Man,
all
that
that.
would be cool.
It would be, and it's weird. It has like
I should see- I
it
wish-
has handlebars on it.
I wish
Weird.
you know how they show NBA players walking in? They should show like an NBA player on a unicycle.
And juggling. Like, how fucking awesome would that be? With this fucking
That'd
matte
be
black
awesome.
Beats headphones on.
Yeah.
Right, it's all-
Beats on there.
And then on the sound, you can hear it whenever everyone's
Or it's
watching.
Russell Westbrook and his like crazy outfit. Russell Westbrook.
Oh, yeah. Or it could be that like smock thing that fucking Seawood wears. You know what I'm talking about? Charles Whitson
Nah.
on the ESPN. That he wears that weird tie thing. It's
It's
not
like a really wide tie thing.
yeah, it's like a puffy
Oh, weird.
thing. It's like a pirate shirt, but in the middle.
I wear khakis and a polo. That's like my go-to.
I know it's okay. Well, whatever. Anyway, Atlanta still sucks balls. I that team is just terrible.
Super Bowl hangover, man.
I don't know how that makes sense. Like, doesn't that only happen for the winners of the Super Bowl?
It's usually the loser. Usually the loser. I mean, I don't know what the stat is, but usually the loser of the Super Bowl the next season, like they make the playoffs like 12% of the time or something like that. Like it's hard.
Well, I guess
it's
that
hard
was
to
true for
rebound.
Cam, right? Cam fucking
Yeah.
sucked balls.
It's hard to rebound from a loss unless you're like Tom Brady,
Well, that loss.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
especially that one.
complete terrible.
Yeah.
And then Cam, he's starting to suck balls again. Do you think he's gonna step it up? He's playing against what is it, 30th rank?
That's just who he is.
Up and
He's
down, right?
Yeah, he's gonna have great games. He's gonna have shitty games, and
But do you start him every week?
Not if I have. Maybe I don't know. If I have a good matchup with another quarterback, I would.
I mean, Kirk Cousins with Dallas,
Who's Cam playing this week?
Tampa Bay.
Oh crap!
I'm doing Tampa Bay, I guess. Anyway, I guess we'll do that on the Who. Oh no, that's not who versus who. Well, we have a who versus who with those two quarterbacks.
we do
Okay.
separate ones. But
Yeah.
I said in like the third week after Amari Cooper had sucked, Amari Cooper will probably finish the year as a top 10 receiver still because he'll have one or two more games where he gets 200 yards and 3 touchdowns.
And you look at the season as a whole.
Yeah, exactly. He'll catch. He'll have close to 1,000 yards or.
Well, then
1,100
if
yards,
that's the
and-
case, Odell Beckham fucking tore it up in those
Yeah.
three
Exactly.
games.
I took your advice. I played DraftKings last week. I played the Thursday slate just so I could play Amari Cooper. And they got me like 47 DraftKings.
Did you?
points. Oh,
Did you
yeah.
win anything?
Oh yeah, I won all the contests I was in on Thursday night because I had Amari Cooper at like
Yeah.
10% ownership or something like that. He
Everybody
scored
got off, everybody was
Yeah.
off him, and now everybody will jump back on him, and he'll probably have a game where he gets 4 catches and 60 yards.
So play Michael Crabtree.
Yeah,
you're saying?
exactly.
I don't like Michael Crabtree. He pushes off too much. It
That's
annoys
why
me.
I like him.
Right? I mean, I guess
love
to get
pushers.
separation.
Love pushers.
Pushers. You're pushy right now.
Yes, you know.
Anyway, but yeah, I'm hoping he does it again. I just like comeback stories. I like when people keep talking shit about someone and then they're like, oh yeah, fuck you. And then they come out and ball out. I mean, I think that's badass. I'm hoping he does it again. Aaron Jones, are you playing that dude all the time? Or,
It's matchup dependent, I think. I don't know.
I still don't want to play either
I'm
one.
under the assumption that Aaron Rodgers is playing. That's why I just said that in my head, and then I realized, oh shit, Aaron Rodgers isn't playing. So yeah, he might get a lot of carries because he took the job from Ty Montgomery.
Yeah, Montgomery's a pass catching running back, and
Yeah.
they don't need that, especially now with Aaron Rodgers out. You got to have a guy that can run the ball. So Aaron Jones is definitely their back to play right now. And I mean, I think there's still going to be games where Montgomery is productive, but I think you're almost at the point where you don't play Montgomery at all.
Right? I don't want to play him.
No, yeah.
It's weird.
I would
I
drop
thought
him.
he was going to, because
He was gonna be the top 10, like you would think.
His usage was so high.
Yeah.
How many touches he got was so high early in the season.
But, I mean, this guy's not made to be a running back, so that was bound to happen.
Yeah.
They should have seen that. how fragile he was.
It did.
Fragile. Anyway, Mario, do you have any last thoughts?
No, I think you covered on that one. I like that one. I'm excited for the Hoovers who I'm waiting for. That
Yeah,
one.
okay.
I think that's my favorite one.
Let's speed it up. All right, this is I started this new thing. I like my step up.
Okay.
That's where I want these players to succeed, not only for me but for them and for the people that are fans of these teams. The first one I like is Demaryius Thomas. He has a very not a friendly matchup, but a matchup that he can destroy because Amari Cooper just destroyed this team. Kansas City. They're playing against Kansas City this week. What Demaryius Thomas did pretty well. When was it? 2 weeks ago when they were playing against the Steelers. Mm-hmm. He got the highest.
Yeah, he had a huge game. Then he had
like
a dud
12 catches, and then last week he had 2 catches, 5 catches, some bullshit like that.
Yeah, it was a huge dud.
Yeah,
I played him too. It was fun.
So he's kind of like an up and down thing, like Tyreek Hill. Every other game he has a ball out game. So I'm hoping Demaryius Thomas does something, especially for the price that he's at. Mario, do you think you can get that price?
Yeah, sure.
I don't have it. I thought I did. Anyway, Matt, do you have a step up that you would like to mention?
Well, I like the last one you have here with Terrell Pryor, just because I have him in 2 leagues and he's god awful. And something I'm going to talk about in a minute.
Demaryius Thomas is 5,900.
5,900, man, that's pretty good for.
He's only on the. I guess are they playing Sunday night? Because he's only on the primetime slate.
Yeah, it is
Monday night.
Actually, it's Monday night.
Monday night. Okay, yeah, but yeah, it's 5,900 against Kansas City. That's a pretty good, nice price.
Yeah, Terrell Pryor just has been awful. I bet his price has got to be low.
For me personally, I would drop Terrell Pryor. I wouldn't even have him on my roster. The other guy, Doxson, I've read a lot of articles saying that he's basically taking his job, and they came out with this excuse, I guess, or reason that
that
they play the same. They can't play the different positions. So basically, they're saying is Doxson's going to play and Pryor's his backup. So I think last week
because he didn't start.
He didn't. He played 2 snaps, I think, something like that.
Terrell Pryor did?
Yeah, I mean, I can look it up for you, but it was not a lot of usage or a lot of playing time. So let me look it up. Give me a second.
Since he's on the thing, right? So you can hear more.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, let's see. Snaps.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Redskins.
Like I was big on him. You know?
I
know I'm an NFC East guy. I'm a Cowboys guy, so I don't like anybody. But Terrell Pryor, I kind of had a soft spot for just because I had him in Cleveland in my league last year. You know, and he did fairly well for me. What is like 900 yards and 70 catches, some bullshit like that. Especially being on a poor Cleveland team.
Yeah.
But yeah, and another one I'm hoping Julio Jones does his, like, is Julio officially? I mean,
he had 4 targets last game, 2 catches for 14 yards.
Terrell Pryor.
Meanwhile, Josh Doxson, who is pretty, I think, taking his job anyway. Let's see, 5 targets, 3 catches, 39 yards. I mean, they spread the ball around, but I don't know. Me personally, like, I didn't really believe in Terrell Pryor to begin with. I think he didn't have a very good preseason, and he hasn't had a good regular season. I don't think it's any fault of his own as much as Kirk Cousins just kind of spreads the ball around. I think Pryor's more like a guy you have to feed the ball to. So, yeah, I mean, on DraftKings this week anyway, I'll be playing, if I play any Redskins, it would be Doxson over Pryor, personally.
And Doxson, I think he's 3,900?
Yeah, he's 3,900.
$3,900.
So that's a pretty good savings.
I'm playing him in a late game only.
Yeah, it's a pretty good savings if... you think about it, you're saving like $1,500.
Yeah, dude, because then you can use that to spend extra money on Chris Thompson, on as a flex or something, and then spend big on Zeke and another.
Yeah, like Josh Doxson played 54 snaps. Terrell Pryor only played 30.
Jeez,
damn.
So it's like a 2-to-1 split.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then, we already talked about Stevie Cam. But anyway, yeah. So those are my guys that I need them to step up.
Did we talk about Julio?
Yeah, we just did. We talked about Julio just for a split second, but he's still super expensive.
Yeah.
Just because it's the name, right?
Well,
he hasn't really done much.
The problem is they don't give him the ball, right? Like, he doesn't get the ball in the red zone.
Do you think it's because he's not running routes as strong as he used to be? Maybe.
No, I just
Or
think
his line just sucks balls.
they've never really targeted him in the red zone. Like he's always been super underused there. So it's kind of strange to me. I don't know why they do it. I mean, I'm sure they have a reason.
They go to Hoopa,
Yeah, they really do. What's it say? Freeman or Coleman out of the backfield.
or they try to give it to the smallest guy on the fucking field.
Four times in a row.
Yeah, Tyler Gabriel.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
Around? Oh, my God.
You're on the fucking 3-yard
worst
line.
fourth down play ever.
You have Devontae, you have Freeman. It's just waiting to get the ball, ready to eat.
And Julio Jones.
Yeah, and Julio Jones. You could give it to Julio Jones a fucking run right up the middle. Or Matt Ryan could stretch his long neck across there.
Yeah, just put it in his mouth and...
Right. You know what he reminds me of is the sandworms from Beetlejuice. Like that's what he looks like. To me.
Long necks.
Yeah, exactly. So anything would have been better than fucking giving it. It's just very poor. Maybe it's the offense coordinator. It doesn't. I mean, obviously that.
I'm surprised he still has his job. Honestly, I thought he would get fired after that game.
I think he was a friend of a friend. I think that's how it happened.
Or he has pictures.
Or maybe or he knows a guy that has been filming guys snorting white substances. And he's like, motherfucker, I got you. I already got this guy out in mine. Yeah, he only stays on the east side, on the East Coast.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So everybody on the West Coast,
job security.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, want to stream some waivers right quick, or
God, isn't it suck now?
It's ugly.
Yeah,
it's ugly
man.
out there, man.
Yeah, you're right. The only you're right here. Drop Martavis Bryant. That's a really good.
Right? You like that little?
You gotta drop.
Yeah, look, you even got Josh Doxson here to pick him up. I think that's a good pickup. And personally, I think he's going to play a lot going forward.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See, I did my homework, and then as long as Mario says like, "Hey, this is okay," like I feel like I won for the day.
Yeah.
Man, do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I like him. I think you have probably the best guys to pick up. It's just shitty.
Yeah, Doxson.
Especially quarterbacks are just. I mean,
falling fast. They got Keenum versus Cleveland. And then remember, if you're gonna stream this quarterback, you gotta set them up early because they play on Sunday morning.
Yeah, but I would avoid that. Cleveland's really good against the pass, if I'm not mistaken.
They actually have been, right?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I lied. They have one good cornerback. So whoever
because the other dude left.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they have one good cornerback. They're actually they're really good against the run, so that's a good pickup. Keenum would be fine. I would just figure out whoever their cornerback's going to go.
So is Diggs playing this week or no?
I don't know.
If he is,
whoever McCourty's guarding, I would avoid that person.
That would be the number one guy.
Yeah.
Likely.
So I'm hoping Diggs plays. So Thielen.
You can get your boy Thielen in there. Yeah.
Oh, man, I love that guy.
So Jarrett McKinnon's back on the board. I guess.
Yeah, he's in the hunt again.
Yeah.
Although Latavius Murray played well also this past week.
That's true.
He looked good.
He did look pretty well.
Good.
Like he actually looked like a running back and had like he did whenever he was with.
Like
Oakland.
he doesn't do the thing where look, there's a fucking wall there. I'm gonna go run right into it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean McKinnon's still the play there, but Murray could sneak up and be the guy that the most productive back out of that backfield.
You never know. You might want to because they might take an early lead or something against Cleveland, and then those things about those early leads, like usually they start running the ball, which I was fearful of about picking Zeke last week, but the Cowboys just said fuck it, I don't care. We want to score a ton of points against the 49ers and just kept throwing touchdowns anyway. So there's teams like that, like Patriots do that, right?
Yep.
They don't give a shit.
Nope.
They'll run up that score. They have no respect for anybody. I love it. Anyway, okay, so I got Keenum, Dalton against Indiana. Josh McCown. I'm hoping that this dude could take out Atlanta.
That's sneaky.
Everybody can, right? So
yeah, exactly. And Josh McCown, what did he have? Like 4 touchdowns last week?
Yeah,
or 3 touchdowns. Like ran one.
Three. He passed for 3 and ran for 1, I believe.
That is fucking baller right there, dude.
It's crazy.
You got to always count on that rushing touchdown from McCown.
From Josh McCown, yeah, he's like Mike Vick basically in his prime.
He is, yeah, and he has no eyebrows. I like that. And then Jalen Richard.
Come on, man. It's Richard.
Oh, is it?
It's Jalen Richard.
Oh, okay. Well, let me just scratch that out. How do you make the thing? Do you make like a little dash above the eye?
Seriously, I just looked at the name and I'm like, who's Jalen Richard? And then I remember listening to something about some guy named Richard.
Oh,
and I'm like, oh, really?
See, you made me look like an idiot. You're like, because I look like
I have no idea
I'm not
who
going
that
to know that. And then we got Dachshund, like the dog. And then Juju. Well, although you have to keep an eye on him, actually, because he's in the concussion protocol. So just keep an eye on him, but he should do pretty well. And then someone to stash for week 9 before anybody else gets to him is D.D. Westbrook. Seriously, YouTube him, and he looks fucking dope, man. Like I like him. It's pretty awesome. Tyler Croft, if you're looking for a tight end, no one has that guy. And of course, like Mario said, drop Martavis Bryant. Drop him. He's not going to play anymore.
Not for the Steelers.
At least until he's active. If you see him active randomly one week, then maybe pick him up, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, don't play him. Defenses. All these defenses are playing at home. Let me take this one out. With the exception of... No, they are playing all at home, right? New Orleans versus Chicago. Jets versus Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta just looks like complete shit.
And the Jets defense has been good.
Yeah, they actually have looked pretty stout. Cincinnati against Indiana. I love playing anybody against Indiana. You just fucking rake up 15 to 20 points right there. Easily. And then, I don't know. I kind of like this one just because they've had like Matt, like you said, a team coming off a bye, playing at home. They should be a stellar wall of defense. So Detroit taking on Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's coming into town to the Detroit Rock City. Big D, 8 Mile. So
that's pretty legit. I like the New Orleans call at home. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that one's okay. The other ones are just like if you want to get ballsy.
No.
You know what I mean?
I like Detroit versus Pittsburgh too.
All right.
So I got a little thing here.
Go.
I was a little bored at work today. So
yes.
I went and found guys that I figured are kind of the MVPs so far this year for fantasy. And now I was looking for guys that definitely have outkicked their draft position, have done way better than expected. So like the one, the quarterback that's obvious that is Tom Brady. He was projected to be the second best quarterback.
Behind Aaron Rodgers.
I
think he still is because Aaron Rodgers did so well in those first 5 fucking games.
And he's third right now. And then for running backs, Le'Veon Bell, who doesn't seem like he's had a great season, was projected to be this is taking out David Johnson because obviously he was projected to be the best running back, and he's the third most productive running back so far, which I thought is pretty impressive.
And that's just in the last 3-4 games.
And I think it's just
the first 2 games he didn't do shit.
Keep getting better. And then by far the best receiver Antonio Brown was projected to be the best receiver, and he's by far the best receiver. So those guys are all you're getting what you're expecting, right?
And there's
and Gronk too,
right? And then there's a stat that just across the board, there hasn't been this amount of passing yards in a season since like 1995 or some bullshit like that.
So if y'all had to pick a couple, so I wrote down 3 quarterbacks that I felt like had moved the most, and I put their preseason by their position, their preseason rank, and their actual rank. So each of y'all pick one quarterback you think would be in this category.
Cool.
I'm going to go with I can go 2, and they're both on the NFC East.
So pick one. Pick one you think.
One?
Mm-hmm,
okay, well, one of them. I'll just go with the Carson Wentz.
Okay. Mario?
Dak.
That's what was going to be my other one.
So the one on here that's number 2 quarterback right now behind... Actually, I think it's behind... Oh, no. It's funny who is behind. The number 2 quarterback right now in the season is Carson Wentz. He was projected to be the 19th highest scoring quarterback in Yahoo. 19th to number 2. Prescott was the second one I have here. He was projected to be the 12th best quarterback, which is pretty decent, but still that's not even a starter in a 10-team league. And he's 4th overall. Behind Brady, behind Wentz, and behind the number 1 quarterback in the NFL this season,
Deshaun Watson.
Starting 25th overall. And
Josh McCown.
Oh, you said
the guy that still nobody will pick up for whatever reason. Although
Oh, I know who it is.
Alex Smith.
Alex Smith.
No, it's Alex motherfucking Smith.
He's number one.
I'd rather not start a quarterback this season.
I know that's
weird.
That's how it is, man.
And he's never going to win a Super Bowl.
So those are our quarterbacks. I have 4 running backs that are kind of in the same position. Y'all want to give a guess on these?
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, don't pick cunt. You can't because that's already
Right, that's a good. We'll
good.
drop that one.
Okay. Let's go with. Isn't Melvin Gordon up there?
Melvin Gordon's your guess. Okay, so disclaimer, so you get your guess back. Is these are guys that I felt are picked outside of the first round.
Oh, okay. So
Melvin Gordon would have been the
right,
first round. Even like Josh Howard was taken in the first round.
Okay. Who was the other good guy? Would have been Delvin Cook. No,
he was up there. Yeah,
he was up there. McCaffrey.
That's your guess, Mario.
I'm gonna go.
What are you saying, Zeke? Because Zeke was more of like a second round.
Nah.
Well, I felt he was first round talent.
Right,
he just got picked in the second round based on the looming suspension.
Right.
Jordan Howard.
He was the guy that was a first round pick.
Okay, how about?
You gonna say Frank Gore?
I hate Frank Gore, dude. I hate.
A couple of these one of them at least is pretty.
I'm gonna go with the hide of Carlos's. Carlos's hide.
No. I can't think of his name now. Mark Ingram.
So, and actually, Mark Ingram could be similar to these guys. I don't think he's moved up quite enough.
I still wouldn't pick him. I don't know why.
I'm the same. I just have never believed that
There's 2 guys. There's like a few guys that I just would not pick.
So the number 1 running back on the season started off as the 12th, predicted to be the 12th best running back. It was Kareem Hunt. Obviously, we couldn't pick that one.
Right.
This guy was projected to be the 10th best running back. He's a number 2 overall running back. So he was going into the second round. Is when I got him. Would be Mr. Gurley.
Oh yeah.
He's been awesome so far this year. He's become matchup proof. Third one is another guy. He was projected to be 11th, right after Gurley.
Come on, dog. Let me get this.
Let
me get this one. Tell me.
The 4th best running back on the season, Mr. Leonard Fournette.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait for
Yeah, I couldn't believe that.
Oh, I thought you were talking about because they're on a bye this week.
Yeah, that's why. I don't see
why.
on my list here. That's why. Dude, there's like 5 teams on a ball.
There's too many things going on right now. They were on a bye, so I didn't want to pick them. I just thought.
And Alex actually got the 4th one.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Oh, okay.
The 4th one, who was projected to be the 14th overall running back, and actually finished 8th. And I thought his original 14th projected rank was a safety thing.
No, LaShawn McCoy was.
He was a first round pick.
Yeah,
he was an early second round. Really, is Carlos Hyde. So he was one. He's 8th overall right now. Those are my running backs. All right, we got a few more categories, guys. This is kind of fun, right?
I like it.
This is a good one.
Not me. I'm losing.
Wide receivers. I did 3. They're the number 2 overall, the number 4 overall, and the number 8 overall. And all these guys started outside the top 10 projected wide receivers.
I already got one right now.
Go ahead, Alex.
Let's get it. Well, I hope he's still. Thielen.
Yeah,
Mario?
That's it.
No, you can't take mine, Doug.
No, I'm saying that's a good pick. That's what I would have said.
Like I said, you cannot take it.
Outside the top 10? Was Larry Fitz outside the top 10?
And so you got to remember, these guys are all inside the top 10 for receivers this year so far.
Yeah, is Larry Fitz outside the top 10? Larry Fitz not inside the top 10?
He was outside the top
Fitzy?
10.
Oh, wow. Man, I don't know. Receive.
Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. That's right, my whole music.
Yeah, can we get some theme music going?
Ba-da-da-da-da. Skip up.
That's really good, man.
Thank you. I just came up with it.
We're going to have whole new
DeAndre
podcasts.
Hopkins?
So we got a Hopkins guess and a Thielen guess.
Right.
So the first guy on this list
I forgot the other side, the guy on the other side of Hopkins.
See, I actually want to kind of look up Thielen because I think he could be on here. I just he might not be in the top 10 though.
Thielen?
For
He
top
should
10
be.
production for receivers.
I should say it Fuller.
Because if he is Fuller, I don't think he's played enough games to get there.
Okay.
The number 2 ranked receiver right now started off as the 18th projected receiver was the Freak, Tyreek Hill.
Oh yeah, he is the number 2.
Number 2 receiver right now, man.
Like he's ranked like 11 in the
yeah.
league.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
I just looked him up because I was like, I'm wondering Because I have him in all 3 of my leagues.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the one consistent guy that I've had.
I can look it up on different
Okay,
too.
yeah, I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, he has like 97
well,
points or something.
The second receiver I have on here that was projected to be the 13th ranked, so he wasn't too far out of the top 10, but he's the 4th overall receiver right now, would be Mario's first point.
Yes.
DeAndre Hopkins.
That's right.
And the 8th best overall receiver right now was projected to be the 38th best receiver at the start of the year, would be the only Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan.
Hulk. Oh, Chris Hogan?
Chris Hogan.
His name's Chad. Chris
He's a
Hogan.
beast.
He's the 8th.
You know what's so
overall.
fucked up is that I think I drafted him.
And dropped him.
And I dropped him.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think after the first week, I was like, all right, I got enough out of him. And I think I
I think
dropped him. in
actually
the
I
second.
drafted him. I don't think I've started him one week. I'm like, he's not going to do anything this week.
And then so for tight ends, we got, I'm not going to guess, I'm just going to give you the 2 that I wrote down. The number 1 overall tight end by far
Is my boy.
is your boy,
Zertz.
which I have in 2 of my 3
Hurts
leagues.
Hunter
is
Henry?
Zach Ertz. Hunter Henry by the end of the season will be up in this same ranking.
You
Then
keep saying that.
he was a 7th. Ertz was 7th, projected to be 7th, and he's number 1. Gronk's projected to be 1. He's 2, so he's been fine.
Austin Severian.
I don't know where he's at
Or
yet.
Cameron Brate.
Cameron Brate, man. Cameron Brate was projected to be the 15th tight end, so wasn't even drafted in most leagues, and he's the 4th overall
Oh, shit, dude.
projection for tight
Cameron
ends. Cameron Brate, so which I was pretty impressed by. So
Jameis.
we're gonna, I'm gonna do it just because it's been fun so far. I also wrote down the guys that are killing people.
Oh, that should be.
So these are going to probably be. We'll go a little bit quicker. If y'all don't have a guess right off the top of your head,
Injuries.
I'm going to punch all.
Is this because of injury?
Taking
or
all
not?
out injuries. Took out
okay,
Aaron
okay,
Rodgers.
okay.
Took out
Okay.
Dalvin
David
Cook
Johnson.
and David
Okay.
Johnson. Yeah,
Okay.
ODB. They're all gone. Although ODB's still in the top 10 because what he was doing or whatever. So we'll go with quarterbacks. I only wrote down 2. I just felt like these were the 2 biggest busts so far.
Jameis.
We got a guess for Winston. He was up there, but that's wrong.
Okay.
Just letting you know. Foreshadow.
Oh, okay,
Foreshadow.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, then
You're wrong.
I gotta change my. I'm just kidding. Russell Wilson.
His actually,
Well, he's starting to get better.
He's dropped down. He was projected to be like the 4th best, and he's down to like 8 or something. But he's at 8, which I was kind of
That's
impressed by.
weird.
Still a starter. Mario, you got a guess?
Yeah, let's go. Derek Carr.
So
Oh man, that's a good one, dude.
I want to see. That's not one of the 2 I wrote down, but he could be close. These are the 2 worst by far. Just I was subtracting what their current ranking is to what their original ranking was.
Right.
The first one was projected to be the 6th best quarterback, and he is currently the 24th best quarterback.
Is it
24?
Ben Roethlisberger.
Matt Ryan.
Oh, that guy fucking
damn.
sucks.
Holy crap.
Matt Ryan is
You know
the
why
20.
I don't know this? Is because I don't have any of these busts on my team.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, right.
And the second
Because
one,
he got rid of him a long time ago.
the second one, I can't remember. This is either the guy that Mario was. I think Mario was actually kind of liked him at our draft that we all were together.
Yeah.
He was
liked
rated
him,
to be
liked
the
him?
5th. Yeah, he thinks he's cute.
That's what I thought.
He was rated
There could be a lot of guys.
Wait, his name's Kirk Cousins, is it?
Could be a lot of dudes.
5th, projected to be the 5th best, and is currently 23rd, so not quite as bad as Matt Ryan. Is
Still pretty bad.
the Hawaiian
Oh,
Mariota?
Matthew Mariota?
No, I don't like that guy.
Mariota. You didn't?
No.
I knew there was one of those guys where you were like,
I think you did like him because he kind of have the same name.
We almost do.
yeah.
Mario.
Only because I figured he would get hurt. He just runs too much. I like my guy standing in the pocket.
You like your guys with tight ends. I
Right.
got it.
That's right.
I got
All right, I got 3 running backs. I think one of them is super easy. The other 2 are a little bit further. These are guys that were projected inside the top 20 running backs,
Marshawn Lynch.
and are outside the top 30. Guess of Marshawn Lynch and Mario. A guess of
Tymont.
Ty Montgomery. So I'll do all 4 that I have written down here. The first one I have was projected to be the number 4 overall running back, and is currently the 32nd productive running back. Would be Mr. Jay Ajayi.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I
hate
can't
that
believe you
guy.
didn't guess him.
All right, yeah, because I have him in my league.
I know.
And I have to start him because he's 4th.
I think this is
fucking
actually this is a list of Alex's running backs.
Yeah, it's great. Right, you just took a screenshot of my fucking running back.
Next one, projected to be the 13th best running back. Actually, surprisingly, the top 10 or 12 projected running backs
Are
that
in
didn't
there?
get hurt are actually in there. Yeah, so they've actually pretty much, like Melvin Gordon, you said, Howard, like all of those guys have all kind of gotten their value, which is pretty cool.
I still don't like Gordon.
I know you don't. Next is 13th projection, 35th current, Mr. Isaiah Crowell.
Dude, and I drafted him.
Yeah, I drafted him too in the league.
You are naming all my...
I know, right? And then the one Alex got correct went from 18th projection, 38 current. Is going to drop down from there because he's not playing this week.
Which he was on my list. He was on my lineup as well.
You would have had him
until I dumped him.
You traded him.
No,
you traded for him and then cut him.
Yeah, I got him.
And then 17th to 23, so not that big of a drop, but it's definitely going to get worse as it goes, is Mario's pick, Ty Montgomery. Now we got 5 receivers.
5?
5 receivers that we'll go through.
Well, I feel like...
And these guys were all projected in the top 20. The first 2 were projected in the top 10, and they're all outside of the top 20.
Michael Thomas.
Got a Michael Thomas guess.
Amari
Cooper guess. It's so funny. So we're going to start with Mario. No. Yeah, before week 7. Amari Cooper is now like inside the top 20 overall because of that 200-yard.
Yeah, that one.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah, because of 40.
That one
40
game.
points.
Yeah. So I'm going to go backwards on this just because the top ones are more fun. The first guy I have was projected to be the 17th overall receiver, and he's currently 28th. He's actually on my roster, and that would be Alshon Jeffrey. Which the reason that bothers me is because Carson Wentz has been so good.
Well, yeah, he's had really bad matchups.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah,
and so he's one of the first.
I don't even think he was. I mean, I didn't like him like ever. Like that's another one of those guys where I wouldn't ever pick.
Right,
Alshon Jeffrey.
Yeah, ever.
he was so good on the Bears whenever Cutler actually threw. Next one we have went from number 15 projected to 41st current. We talked about him earlier. Hopefully he's having a breakout game this week.
Julio?
Nope. Mr. Demarius Thomas.
Oh shit, yeah.
41st right now. There's 40 fantasy receivers that have scored more fantasy points than him. That's crazy.
And that's even including that quote unquote big game against Pittsburgh.
Exactly. He's had so many duds. Next we have Mario's least favorite receiver. Me and you both liked him. Went from 12 to 65.
Oh shit.
Would be Mr. Terrell Pryor Sr.
I did like that guy.
He's a bum.
I did not. I didn't draft him in one league.
And he was there, I'm sure, right?
Oh,
You're like, nope.
No.
You swiped left, right? Oh, what was it?
Whatever way you swipe, I did.
Next, it's top 10 receiver, number 7. Currently 21st overall. So that's dropped. You know, that's a second round pick to a 7th round pick type of drop.
Right.
Is Michael Thomas. Good job, Alex. Got a point.
Fuck yeah, dog.
And you did say him 2, but I told you no earlier. 2 to 22. Julio Jones. It's crazy. And then the only tight ends I wrote down were I actually wrote a third one down. I'm like, how did he suck so bad?
Jimmy Kimmel.
Yep, Jimmy Kimmel, Mr. Graham from 4 to 12.
I hate that guy.
And the other one is Jordan Reed. Reed's a guy, man. It's like you draft him on projection of talent, but it's like if he gets hurt,
but
done.
He's been playing.
He's got 2 touchdowns this week.
Yeah,
5 to 16. So I wonder what he was before this week when he was 16. And then I had written down one, and I'm like, man, he went from 8 to 34. What happened? It was Tyler Eifert. I forgot he's on the IR.
Yeah.
Well, even when he did play, he was not getting shit.
So those are my MVPs and my killer lineup, lineup killers.
That's pretty cool.
I like that.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do that instead of the streamers.
Each week wouldn't be fun. Well, I'll do it again in like 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah. Right, because I guess it wouldn't make sense right now. All right, who versus who? Let's do this.
Who versus who?
Okay, the first one. I got Cam Newton versus Jameis of the Winston-Salem's Salem witches.
Trials.
Mr. Crab.
Dude, happy Halloween. All right. So I did a little bit of extra homework here.
I see that. You brought down the prices.
I brought
nice.
just to make it easier on you, Martin.
I appreciate that.
But I like to get your input on it. Cam Newton, you want to take this? Go ahead.
Yeah. Let's see. Cam versus Jameis. I think you got to go with Cam on this one. It's a really good matchup for him. Jameis' matchup is not as good. Carolina's a little bit better against the pass. Cam 6,600 versus Jameis is 61. I would go with Cam 66, but that's if you're playing them straight up. I don't know if I have that much confidence in Cam Newton's arm. I think he's worth a flyer if you play like a really large tournament and you want to try and jump the field. Like that could be a way to do it because he can run for 2 touchdowns and pass for 3. He's got that kind of capability. But straight up here, if it's just points, I would go Cam over Jameis.
Okay. So Cam, I'm starting that dude too. I really am. Is it working?
Yeah.
Do you need a pin?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, scratch out that one.
Oh, right. Yeah. See, like I said, I was getting ahead of myself.
Yeah.
I forgot about it. All right, so we're going to go Cam on that one for sure.
And I think season long as well. I would take Cam. Jameis is questionable for one. I don't know. I'm sure he's going to play, but just the fact you don't want your quarterback to be banged up going into the game. And
I mean, they're both kind of banged up.
my thing is Cam always has the potential to have a breakout huge game, and I just don't see that same potential out of Jameis.
Yeah.
So I would definitely with daily fantasy, I'd pay the extra $500 for him, but in year long, I think it's a whole lot easier.
Easily. This is a good one right here because they should each. I think both air it out. This is a Dak versus Kirk.
Yeah.
Kirk Douglas.
See, Dak's at 7,300 and Kirk's at 6,400. I was looking at it earlier though, and I think Washington is like
There you go.
31 in the league against the run. So I'm assuming Dallas is just going to run it down their throat. I mean, especially if Zeke plays this week, and even if he doesn't, McFadden and Alfred Morris. So for me, I would take Kirk because I think he's going to have to throw the ball to keep up with Dallas. And I think Dallas, their pass is...
Yeah, plus he's $6,400. Kirk is.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on, time out. I read that wrong. Dallas has the 31st rushing defense. I'm sorry. Washington's run defense is number 10, and their pass defense is 13. That's better than I thought. I'm sorry, I read that backwards. So that's a pretty good. I don't know. That's a pretty good defense.
So you're
I'm still going Kirk.
Play Chris Thompson.
I'm still going Kirk. Yeah, whoever runs the ball really, because Chris Thompson gets pass catches though. I think it's going to be whoever runs the ball.
Fat Rob Kelly, man.
Fat Rob, huh?
He's not too far. He was like almost in the top 20. I was surprised.
Yeah, I mean, I would go
That's
with
weird.
Yeah.
I would go with Kirk. I think he's going to have to throw the ball. I think Dallas wins the game. Their offense has kind of been on fire lately. I don't think they stop against Washington, even though Washington's defense is really good.
It's been good. I mean, they were good against Green Bay. They were good against the Rams of LA. I mean,
The offense?
It's yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But
that's what I'm
it's
saying.
just that the defense has been shitballs.
And that's why I'm picking Cousins. But I'm still going to be crying for Bryce Butler to play more than Terrence Williams.
I'm taking Dak in the year long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a consistency thing. I feel like there's games where defense is gonna play decent and hold their opponent down, and I feel like no matter what, Dak is always going to be a consistent player. I think he's at the point where he's a must start every week if you have him. So if in season long, if you really have those two guys, I think at this point I would try my best to trade Kirk Cousins, or if you need
after a very good game.
Yeah, exactly. Or if you really need a roster spot, just go ahead and make the cut because Dak Prescott is your quarterback for the rest of the season.
Yeah, because there's no more bye. We already took care of that bye.
Right.
And these two guys, this next one, Matt, the only reason why I picked them, they're not playing against each other, but their prices are very similar.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But one running back went for 40 points when the other one went for 25 points.
It was the difference for me on DraftKings. It was the difference between cashing and not cashing.
Yeah.
I couldn't come to a decision. Last week. I went Le'Veon Bell.
So did I.
And Zeke went nuts. I mean, he had a ceiling game. It's one of the best games he's going to play in his whole career. But it was possible San Francisco's defense was kind of overrated. So, I couldn't make a decision. I ended up with Le'Veon Bell, and it cost me money because all I had to do was play.
And it was only $100 difference.
Yeah, that's all it was, and that was the difference between me winning and losing last week.
Yep. So I'm going Zeke just because I feel like I made that mistake, or maybe. What do you guys think?
I would actually with this one. I think Pittsburgh's going to kill Detroit on the road.
Do you think so?
I think in prime time, I think the Steelers are used to playing games like that. I mean, they're a playoff veteran type team, and I think Matthew Stafford's going to go back to the old school Matthew Stafford and suck. And I think that
where he can't beat winning teams.
Exactly, and I think that Pittsburgh is going to win. But the fact that Roethlisberger is not as good on the road, I think if they're going to win, it's going to be because Le'Veon Bell just torches them. So I think Elliott's going to be a great play as well. But if of the two, I think Bell has a really good breakout game.
Okay. Mario, you said who did you go with?
Yeah, we're on the same page. Bell for pretty much all the reasons Matt said. I think Bell for me. The reason I went Bell over Zeke last week is he catches the ball more out of the backfield. He's a lot more likely to get you 8 to 10 catches than Zeke is. Zeke at most is going to get you like 3 or 4 catches. And Bell, he has the upside to get 10, 12 catches. And in DraftKings, that's a point for every catch. That's 10 to 12 points just on catches. So for me, I'm gonna go Le'Veon Bell also over Zeke.
Well, that's sweet. Yeah, you want to do the next one?
Yeah. So next we're getting into Jordan Howard, which is at 6,800, or Mark Ingram, which is at 7,400. So I'll go ahead and start with the season long. I'm actually going to go with Howard, mainly because we talked about earlier. I'm just not a huge believer in New Orleans as a running team. I know that Ingram's been consistent the last year and then up till now, but I'm not a huge fan of it. I like how again they're going against each other, so that's cool. But I feel like Jordan Howard's going to have a big game. Not so much that Mark Ingram's going to suck, but I think Jordan Howard could have a 2 touchdown.
Yeah, and then
plus
again, Howard's less. He costs less.
Yeah, I think Matt hit it right on. Howard 600 less. They're playing New Orleans, and what did Trubisky throw, like 8 passes last week?
I think,
and they won.
I think he threw 6 passes.
They're going to run the ball, and they're going to run the ball a lot. And New Orleans is 29th in the league against the run. They're 6th against the pass. So if you have success against New Orleans, you run the ball, and all the Bears can do is run the ball. So if it's me, I'm picking Jordan Howard.
There was that weird stat that they talked about where there's only 3 teams that ever only thrown the ball.
Oh yeah,
5 times
and won.
Yeah. And they were all coached by John Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The last team to do it was Tim Tebow.
So is John Fox a really good coach because he can win without a quarterback?
Very clever.
Or is he a really bad coach because he can't develop quarterbacks?
I don't know. I just can't. I can't look at him because he just chews gum like a fucking.
I think the Jordan Howard thing, though, especially for Daly, the only thing that would bug me is I feel like this is the type of game, since they're going to run the ball so much, I feel like Cohen's gonna steal away a touchdown, like an 8-yard little touchdown.
I played Cohen as a flex last week. I think he was like $4,700, $4,800. He got me like 8 points, 9 points, something like that, which wasn't bad. It's not fantastic, but yeah, he does have that very explosive playmaking abilities. So it's possible.
What we got next, Mario?
Next up is Mike Evans versus Kelvin Benjamin. There's a bit of a price discrepancy here. Mike Evans is 7,900. Kelvin Benjamin is 6,400. That's a big difference. But
it really is, man.
Yeah, but Tampa's so bad against the pass. I think. Let me look it up, but they're
for quarterbacks, they're 30th or something like that.
Yeah, they're last in the league, I think, against the pass, and against number 1 wide receivers, they're 27th in the league.
Dang. Yeah, and then Kelvin Benjamin's a huge dude.
And he's a huge target, but for me, I'm still going with Mike Evans because the guy's just a freak, man. Like, Jameis feeds him the ball. Unless he's being guarded by a top-tier corner, he's going to feed him the ball.
Which he's not in this game.
Right. So, if it's me, I'm taking Evans. Raw points, I'll take Evans over Benjamin this week.
Yeah, this one was easy for me for year long. Mike Evans is to me a top 5 receiver in the NFL, and Benjamin is not.
Is that a guy that would fall below supposed to be within the 20?
Outside the 20, yeah, I think he was outside the 20.
Okay,
but he was projected to be outside the 20, so it wasn't. I think he's right about what he was expected to do for the season.
Well, I thought that was going to be a good one, but anyway, Hopkins versus Baldwin. So DeAndre of the Hopkins of the DeAndre. Well, how much is he? $7,500.
His price has gone up, man.
Yeah, dude.
Doug Baldwin, 6,900. This one just comes down to Richard Sherman's probably going to DeAndre Hopkins.
But doesn't Richard Sherman just stay on one side?
Usually, maybe he will this week. No, they probably have him shadow because Richard Sherman's a really big physical corner and he's not very fast. And Wolf Fuller is very fast, and so I don't think they want that matchup. I haven't seen anything about it yet. I haven't read about it, but I would guess they would shadow Hopkins because Hopkins is a more physical kind of middle of the field receiver.
But Fuller will tear somebody's asshole open.
Right. So I think Sherman will be more on Hopkins. So for me, I would go with Doug Baldwin. Plus, on top of that, Russ Wilson he really likes to throw the ball at Doug Baldwin. So I mean, it's close because Hopkins is really good and Deshaun Watson kind of force feeds him. But for me,
right, like no matter what, like the way it used to be. Andy Dalton and
but for me, Richard Sherman's has been really good this year, so I'm gonna go Doug Baldwin.
I think this is gonna be the another Watson Lamar Miller game where Watson picks apart going to 4 or 5 different people. Will Fuller gets the ball, type of thing. I don't think he'll have a whole lot of passing yards just because I don't think he's gonna go deep a lot. But I think he'll be very efficient, and I think he'll also run for 50, 60 yards. And I actually think Lamar Miller is going to have a really good game. And so for those reasons, I'm actually going to take Baldwin as well because I just don't see Hopkins getting 8 catches and 100+ yards against that Seattle defense.
Yeah, I read something also about Lamar Miller. Like I'm playing him in that late Sunday game only kind of thing. But then it keeps saying like. Just because I guess they're ranked, like what is it? Seattle's really not that great with the run, right? It's kind of like they do have the Legion of Boom, yeah. But like it's kind of masks the like how poor they are against the run. Mm. But then someone kind of like wrote in there like, but it's supposed to be like a shootout, so don't even play Lamar Miller. I don't know. I'm playing Lamar Miller. Especially for what was it? How much is he? Like $5,800, something like that.
Yeah, it's probably pretty. Yeah, let me look him up.
57,
pretty cheap.
Just $5,800.
The matchup and split. He still kind of splits carries.
5,200.
Oh, 5,200. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm playing that dude too.
Next we have Keenan Allen against Brandon Cooks.
I thought that was a good one.
I like this one too. This game isn't in our pick'em, so I can kind of talk about the game a little bit more. I think that this is the point of the season, and I mean it's still kind of early, but I feel like by the end of the year, New England is not going to be the 31st ranked pass defense. I think that Bill Belichick always does something to fix things, and I feel like that's going to continue to happen. I know last week it was against Atlanta, whose offense has been horrible, but I think there was a combination of it being Atlanta being horrible and New England starting to get things right a little bit. So I think New England's defense is going to continue to improve. And I'm also going up against Keenan Allen and Phillip Rivers. So I really want them to do horrible. And I'm going to take Brandon Cooks.
So this is a personal.
That's a personal one. The problem, too, with Brandon Cooks is Tom Brady could go to 5 different guys. It's so hard when that can happen. But Brandon Cooks still has the upside of a number 1 receiver where he could get 2 touchdowns and 180 yards. So.
Right, but you would think that he'd be higher priced, right? And actually, wasn't he higher priced like when he was with
Keenan Allen's really 500 more? Either way, I couldn't do it. In Yahoo, Brandon Cooks is projected to be the 5th best receiver this week, 15 points. Keenan Allen's not far down. He's like 15th or 16th with like 11 points. And of course, that's just Yahoo predictions. It's not like nothing to write home about. But right. Brandon Cooks.
You're picking Brandon Cooks?
If you're playing in a GPP and you want to try to win a big tournament, I don't see a guy like Keenan Allen having 2 touchdowns and 200 yards.
Right, he'll get you like 20 yards. 20 points.
Yeah, I can see him having but Brandon Cooks could have that. Where Tom Brady's like, nope, nobody else is going to touch the ball except for Brandon Cooks, and here you go.
Even if you have to run behind Gronk, you're going to get the ball, right?
Was it him that did that?
Yeah,
that run, that was awesome, man.
And then Gronk said all he said he heard was Brandon saying, "Go Gronk, move, Gronk, move."
It was good. He got so far low behind him.
Like you can't. There's no way you can stop that.
No.
If they can run that play all the time. No, that was like one of the best play calls I've seen so far.
Goddamn Patriots.
They're so fucking good. Mario, did you pick already?
Not yet. So I'm looking at. I'm looking at this matchup real quick. For me, if I could, I actually wouldn't pick either guy from this game. I think I'm going to try and avoid this game as a whole. It's got a pretty decent Vegas total, but something I noticed really quickly here is The total started out at 49. 68% of the bets are on the over. And so usually when that happens, the line goes up, right? Vegas is like, oh, crap, everyone's betting the over. We got to make the line go higher to
Make more money?
Right. Well, to hedge themselves. Well, the line has dropped a half a point, which isn't a lot, but I was kind of curious about that, so I go look at defenses here, and the Chargers are ranked 8th in the league against the pass, and they're 27th against the run. And Bill Belichick is one of these coaches where it's like, oh, you can't guard the run? Okay, I'm going to run the ball 59 times.
Here you go, Deion Lewis.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know, and I'm trying to find their market share here. Yeah, Deion Lewis had the most carries last week. But
hot hand.
Mike Gillislee. I know y'all been waiting for a Mike Gillislee week.
Fuck yeah.
This might be the Mike Gillislee week. If it was
Gillislee train.
For me personally,
I don't like him.
You're gonna run Gillislee train?
So I think Gillislee.
Who would if it's gonna win me some money? No, you wouldn't.
Anyway, so back to this matchup. I think
that's
I'd
called
go
hoeing.
Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen?
Yeah, but it's not very confident in that pick. But if I had to pick one, I would pick Keenan Allen. But little sneaker. If you, I know there's a lot of buys this week, so if you want to pick someone up and try for
right, like you don't need to pick these two guys. They're pretty fucking expensive.
You want to try a home run shot? I think Mike Gillislee might be a decent option this week.
Okay. Well, thanks for fucking ruining my who versus who part.
Yeah, my bad.
And I'm gonna go tight end on this last one.
Okay.
My boy Jason Witten, Mr. Reliable, versus Mr. Unreliable, Jordan Reed. Right, two ends of the spectrum. But this past week, I mean, Mr. Reed did, show us what he's capable of. So,
yeah,
Jason wins $4,200. Reed is $4,700.
Who are you going with?
I'm going with Witten. I mean, he's going to catch 6 passes.
Yeah, they're both actually really good matchups for tight ends. Neither team can guard the tight end very well. I'm going to go Jordan Reed. He caught 2 touchdowns last week. I just think they're going to try and get him involved more. Yeah, I think they're fading out.
They're high-fiving. They did that. How you like that?
Yeah.
You like that? You like that?
Give me Jordan Reed this week. Even though I like Witten as a play, I think Jordan Reed scores more points.
You just think he's beautiful.
No, I've never seen him.
Who?
Jordan Reed. Oh, I don't know what these guys look like half the time.
Oh, Jason Witten. I was talking about Jason Witten.
Oh, Jason Witten.
You said you like him.
Oh.
But you can go with Reed.
Yeah.
Matthew? Professor?
I'm going with Jordan Reed.
Yeah.
Upside.
Oh, you gotta like that upside. Hey, Witten got 20 points against Denver. Did y'all forget about that? Yeah.
What was that? That was like in 2002, right?
Yeah. When Tony Romo,
when he was in his fifth year?
When it was against Tony Romo, when they scored, it was like 55 to 57. That was them.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that was pretty good. Who versus who?
Here we go.
Now commenced. All right, pick them. Let me just talk about last week's. Okay, last week was what we got rid of the Thursday night game because we're doing that. Like today, this is Thursday night. It's no longer Tuesday night. We'll probably move it back. But yeah, so Mario picked Green Bay to win. They lost. Matt and I picked New Orleans. It was very close. Matt and I picked New Orleans. Across the board on Dallas, across the board on Pitt, across the board on Atlanta, because they lost.
Oh yeah, I didn't get to change my pick to New England. We were supposed to have the update.
Oh we're all New England.
Oh okay.
We all picked New England. That was a little curveball.
I was like, wait,
that was a little curveball.
Like damn, we picked that. What the hell are we thinking?
And we all picked Philadelphia.
all of us?
Yeah.
So I'm the only one who missed the game.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Matt and I are perfect.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Mario, you're negative 17.
Holy,
I'm just kidding.
That is awesome.
how is that my only loss? That's crazy.
Isn't that awesome?
That's pretty cool.
That's a first. And it only took 7 weeks to do
That's
it.
right, man. So then this week I'm going 1 for 5.
Yeah, I'm going to be negative 13 points.
That's crazy.
I might get one win. Yeah, so we're perfect in that aspect. All right, dude. Mario. Want to call the first one?
Yeah, Carolina versus Tampa.
I put the little spread there too. Did you see that?
Yeah, I see that.
See, I'm doing my homework a little bit.
Man, I circled Carolina, but I think I want to switch to Tampa.
Yeah.
No, I'm in Carolina. Give me 1 point on that game.
I have Carolina with 1 point.
Car.
So again, we should go ahead and say Tampa Bay has a 2-point favorite right now. You pulled these today,
Yeah.
so they're 2-point favorites at home. that doesn't ever really bother me. 2 points at home. I mean, that's almost like a given. That's like your home field advantage. Cam Newton can have his breakout game at any time, and hopefully it's this week because I'm picking them and giving them a point.
And I'm actually starting Cam in my year-long.
Well, I hope he sucks.
Year-long. Well, thanks. I too picked Carolina, but for 1 point. Oh, we all picked 1 point.
Carolina won.
Lovely. All right.
I'll go next. We got the Dallas Cowboys at the Washington Redskins.
You forgot to say America's team. That's
Sorry. The Dallas Cowboys
versus Washington.
2-point favorite against Washington. This is just regular Sunday game? Like a game?
325.
325 game? Yeah. Cool. Dallas is the 2-point favorite on the road. If Dallas looks anything like they did last week, I don't think it's going to be close, honestly. We were talking earlier. I like Dak Prescott over Kirk Cousins this week. Mario was talking about how most likely Washington's going to be playing from behind. If Dallas gets a lead in games, even if they're behind, Dak Prescott has a lot of confidence to make a comeback. But when they have a lead and Zeke's playing, it's just so unfair.
Right,
you just smash it down their throat, and then whenever
high school football,
they bring 8 guys in the box, and then Dak just burns them. And so I don't think it's going to be that close. But the fact that it's a division game, I didn't want to go crazy, so I have Dallas with 3 points.
Oh wow, okay. I'm doing Dallas, but I'm doing 4 points. I'm that confident.
Homer pick.
One more confident point than
Homer.
You. Yeah, I like them, man. They're looking good, and this might be
you're looking good, man.
This
you're
might
looking
be Zeke's
good.
last game, so I'm gonna have to hope he, plays for the rest of his season tomorrow. So Mario, what are you doing?
I'm doing Dallas 2 points for me.
2.
Only 2.
Wow, I thought you were a fucking fan.
I am a fan. That's why I'm only doing 2. That way I don't get too pissed off.
Oh, that's right.
Shit, that's why. If it was the Spurs, man, I'd go for who are they playing tomorrow? They're playing somebody tomorrow. Well, they just played the Heat yesterday. I would have put 5 on the Heat. So if the Spurs lost, I'd be like, well, at least I got 5 points.
That's true. And the Hassan Whiteside guy didn't play.
No, he didn't. And the Spurs are just way better.
That's true.
That's true.
All right, what do we got next, Mario?
Houston at Seattle. Seattle's favored by 5.5.
Oh, I think Alex is good to go first. Yeah, so go ahead.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. I announced it for you.
Oh, we're not cheating.
Oh, no. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, Houston at Seattle. Seattle's playing at home. Even though they're playing against Deshaun Watson. You know what? I'm hoping Deshaun Watson. I'm hoping Houston wins.
Yeah.
I hope Houston wins. That's why I'm only giving Seattle 2 points. So that way I won't be upset like the way Mario said. But I really hope this team's like a real deal.
Holyfield.
Real deal Holyfield. Like ears gnawed on and everything.
Yeah.
I want them to ball out. But I'm still going to pick Seattle just because I'm trying to be smart about it. And I'm trying to win this whole fucking thing. But yeah, Seattle 2 points. Go Houston. Texans,
yeah. And that's why I went Seattle. I think each city can only get so much luck, which is why I'm glad the Spurs are the only team because they get all the luck.
Right.
But the Astros are going to win the World Series, so Houston Texans have to lose. So give me Seattle and give me 4 points.
Exactly.
Mario, can you look up what the line was, the starting line of this game?
It says 5.5.
And it currently is 5.5?
That's right. 58% of the bet on Houston.
So how many points did you say Mario, for Seattle?
4.
4 points? Oh shit!
Yep.
I am playing Deshaun Watson this week, and
The over has gone up 3 points.
I don't know what it is. Like, I'm hoping I hope I see a little bit of a line movement towards Houston. Although with 58% of the bets on it and it not moving yet is kind of a little bit scary.
It's Thursday night.
I'm taking Houston and giving them 2 points.
A little upset.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I know it's Seattle.
Like I said, I want them to win.
The thing is, Houston is so good against the run, and Seattle is so bad running. It's like Russell Wilson's going to have to just have a really good game to win. So, and obviously it can happen. He's good. But I'm hoping Houston finds a way.
Yeah, because he extends plays.
Yeah, he does.
And
he does.
I think he uses extends to.
I'm rooting for the Jadeveon Clowney game.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
The Jadeveon Clowney game. All right, Mario, you're up.
Me? All right.
Mr. Doctor.
Pittsburgh at Detroit. Pittsburgh is favored by 3.
This is a Sunday night game.
Oh wow, that's crazy. I'm going Detroit 3 points. Pittsburgh struggles on the road. Detroit's defense is pretty decent.
Yeah, they're not terrible.
They're not. They're pretty good, actually. And
They haven't allowed more than
Stafford-
a 60-yard, I think, what was it, 60-yard wide receiver?
maybe.
Or more than one?
The Stafford's, he's a top 5 quarterback probably.
I think
Who's up there?
I think
so.
he only get bumped up like 10 spots because you get paid $200 million.
Oh, that helps.
That's what it is. Like, he doesn't mean you have to be good. Just as long as you get paid that much money,
yes,
you automatically get
200
in.
million reasons to be alive.
Exactly.
It's also because since the Astros are going to win, that means Kershaw and the Dodgers are going to lose. So he's going to have the bad luck of that friendship duo. So
Oh,
Stafford-
right, yeah. Because did you know?
Stafford
Did
with
you
3
know
points.
him and Clayton Kershaw?
Yeah.
They were high school buddies. Like, they went to school. They even played like. Did you know that?
T-ball.
I bet you nobody knew that.
No, it's my first time I know.
Elementary school, like they grew up in Dallas and like Highland Park. Did you guys not know that?
I knew that.
It's all new to you.
No.
They talk about it every fucking Detroit game.
Every
It's
game.
so stupid.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Give me Detroit 3 points.
No, because of that, I want fucking Detroit to lose. I'm just kidding.
I think Detroit's coming back down to earth. Although I think, what are they, like 3-3 or 3 and something? I think they're already like dropping off anyways. I don't, like, everybody was getting all hyped up earlier in the season that,
Because the $200 million. That's why.
3-3.
3-3, right? I had this whole other thing about, the real deal teams, the teams that suck, and the teams that are on the fence, but we'll say that for next week. I'm going with Le'Veon Bell on the road and giving Pittsburgh a very, very confident 4 points.
Oh, nice. I'm going Pitt 3 points, just because I'm thinking they're gonna shake off that whole we're not good on the road thing.
Yeah, this year they're just going to be bad everywhere.
Yeah, they'll be good. Yeah, they won't be great, but I think Detroit's just worse against decent teams.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I think
Does that make
Stafford's gonna
sense?
struggle. Yeah,
Like I know they can't. Pittsburgh's terrible.
I mean, we're the ones that know what we're talking about. Mario sucks at this whole pick'em thing.
yeah, you're
That's
terrible
true.
at this.
I'm actually
Yeah.
pretty bad.
That's weird.
Last one. I'm starting off this last one. We got Denver Broncos at the Kansas City Chiefs. Monday Night Football, and the Kansas City Chiefs are favored by a touchdown.
I forgot to play my
And
my
extra
song
point.
for who versus who.
An extra point. I like that, yeah.
And extra point. All right, where are you going to play? Who are you? Who?
No, I was gonna play.
That would be good though.
You know what? That would be fucking good.
That's pretty good. I'm going Kansas City 5.
Is it? Yeah, that's what.
Because Kansas City is better.
Yeah, Kansas City 5.
Yeah, I'm going Kansas City.
Yeah.
That's an easy one.
We're gonna have some differences on this one.
Yeah.
If any of us get them all right, somebody's gonna have a really bad score. Oh, that's right, Mortal Kombat.
This is supposed to be my who versus who.
Oh, yeah. You gotta keep that up.
But I can still play it for or pick 'em, right?
We're done.
Yeah, we should.
Let's rewind it.
Yeah. Okay, we're starting over. Let's start over.
Pick 'em, and
We could do that garbage time, the best theme song from a movie ever. Mortal
that
Kombat.
really is.
It's up there.
Yeah, I remember going to what was that, like in 6th grade or middle school or something like that when this came out.
I remember going to Central Park Mall to that arcade in there and playing
yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
What was it? Fantasia?
Oh no, that one was the big one downstairs. There used to be a small one right across the thing from Luby's, the entrance to Luby's. There used to be a little
that's
one there.
old.
You just walked in and there was a few, games. Yep, used to go in there and play me some Mortal Kombat.
Imagine trying to explain that to elementary school kid. Like, yeah, we used to have to go to the mall
To play video
to a
games.
room to play one video game that could
Yeah,
fit.
like
That's like
now think about how creepy that sounds. Like you had to go to a dark room.
Oh, just think how many perverts were there just watching us play.
Yeah,
I was a good looking kid.
Oh, yeah, you were kind of cute.
Thanks.
not
Yeah.
me. I was awkward looking. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and me, I was just like super
That's
tall.
why I kept him around. That's why I kept Mario around.
Yeah, I did.
He'd scare him off.
Shove him off.
Scare him
Yeah.
off.
You do not belong here.
All right, Alex, go ahead with your garbage time, man.
I just like this garbage time just because the thing came out recently about the Super Bowl halftime show. It's going to be Mr. JT, Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake is going to be badass.
I'm looking forward to it. I don't know about you guys. Are you guys fans or?
I am.
I'll give my whole spiel first if you want.
Yes, please.
So my thing is,
Are you
I'm
gonna
just
go?
kidding. I like the.
gone,
We don't ever have the dead time. Like, you gotta have a little bit in there.
Hey, my thing is,
That's when people turn it off. Like what the
they're
hell?
like, what the fuck?
You gotta have a pop artist. It can't be some rock and roll, like hardcore thing. Obviously, it's got to be up. It's got to be something that's going to play upbeat songs. I think didn't U2 do it one year?
Yeah, I didn't like
I wasn't a fan of that one. Bruno Mars was one of my
Bruno
favorites.
Mars was like one of the best
Bruno
ones.
Mars.
Prince-
They
Prince
performed
is.
here in San Antonio last
You
night.
guys are taller than.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what? He's a Hernandez.
What?
It's Bruno Mars Hernandez.
Oh, really?
His name's like Peter Hernandez.
Yeah,
or
it's
something
not
like that.
Bruno Mars at all. He performed here in San Antonio last night, and I really wanted to go, but the cheapest ticket was like $300.
My mom went.
Really?
Yeah.
I had a couple friends that went.
Oh, they were. I thought there were $400.
There were a lot.
They're
Maybe.
fucking stupid. Like that's the reason why I don't like him. 'Cause he's an asshole. Like why do I have to pay that much?
Well,
for
no,
a ticket?
those were resale tickets because my mom went with my sister-in-law and they got their tickets and they were like on first level. They were like 3 rows in front of like Tony Parker. My mom took a picture of Tony Parker because he was at the concert, and they only paid like face value was like $150.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the tickets themselves weren't bad, but to try to get some now,
Yeah.
And like I had a friend that
How much do you think they'll cost now?
probably
today?
a pretty good deal.
Today,
Pretty good deal.
9 cents.
Right? You just pay for the paper.
But I had a friend that was there the minute it opened up for sale. Tried to click it, and everything was already gone. Like you could get some nosebleeds for cheaper.
yeah,
Bruno Mars was an awesome halftime performance. Even Beyonce's was pretty good when she did it. I like when they added in some sort of collaboration. Another a rock group of some sort.
right. Like Red Hot Chili Peppers came out.
Yeah, that's cool. Or if it is more of a rock band, and then you bring in a rapper to do a song too. I mean, that's cool. I also thought Katy Perry's was good, mainly because she's really hot. And
She
I watch her.
really is hot.
So you really got to pick somebody that's really hot or a great performer. And
Is that
I've
the one
never
with the sharks?
yeah.
So, but in this case, you pick someone that's super hot and a great performer.
Yeah, it's great. It's win-win.
Right.
Justin Timberlake is one of the most talented people in pop.
Ever.
If in thing, he's acting, singing, dancing. What else can he do?
He can
He's-
act.
actually-
He's a voice actor.
And he's pretty good at sports
in
too.
Troll.
Didn't he play in one of
plays
those like
basketball, right?
And then apparently he's like a 2 handicap in golf.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
plays with like Tony Romo and
Yeah,
Steph
he's
Curry.
really good at golf.
And Steph Curry too.
Yeah, Steph Curry's like a scratch golfer.
Yeah.
Fuck Steph Curry. God damn it. But yeah, I think that there's been some really good halftime performances, and there's been some that are just duds. Like the one that comes to the head the quickest is U2. I just kind of was like,
I remember seeing one was the I love the Beatles, but when it was just Paul out there by
Yeah,
himself.
yeah,
Like I
that-
was just like, I don't want to see that. Like I'm trying to get pumped up or horny. You know what I mean?
Well, so my thing is like I know that every year you can't do the same thing, but it's like 2 years from now, do Bruno Mars again. Like he was so good. It
Yeah.
was just so entertaining. The whole thing.
So since it's being held in Minnesota, I was thinking more like a Minnesota thing. So Prince, like that, Prince is his halftime performance show is probably one of the greatest ones I've ever seen. I think I would put that up there with him, Bruno Mars, and yeah, just those two. Those are the two best ones I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I'm hoping JT can tear something up.
I think JT's
just like he's
awesome.
gonna tear. I'm hoping some more titties fly out. You know what I mean?
That's true. That was his last.
That was the
yeah.
last time he was on.
I bet Janet's not allowed back.
He was ripping out some. Well, I think she just had a baby. Well, yeah,
Well, she'll have her titty out.
yeah, it's already out, but this time it's okay because she's
But she's breastfeeding. That's fine, man.
she's mothering.
That's nature.
Yeah, exactly.
You're allowed to.
But I was thinking
Through the nipple.
So like Morris Day and the Time. Do you remember Morris Day and the Time
No.
from Purple Rain?
Yes.
I remember them from Jane Silent Bob.
Yeah. That's them. That's them.
Which I watched the other day, and it's so terrible.
You
Is
think
it
so?
really? The Strike Back? Or?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't a good movie when it came out.
It's not a good movie.
No, it's just bad.
It's so
yeah,
stupid.
it's really bad.
Now, like Clerks is good.
Yeah. Dogma was funny.
Dogma's
Dogma
good.
is good, but I haven't seen that movie in forever. But I was thinking that like they could bring something like that back, or like you know who Zapp and Roger is, like those old school, like funky, like I wouldn't mind seeing that. Like look at this, listen to this. This is Zapp and Roger. If you heard it, sounds like a Friday soundtrack. You know what I mean?
I'm alright with that.
Like I think that would be cool as shit. And then they have like Morris Day come out, like from doing that, I don't know, funk, whatever it's called, and then have like a Prince hologram come out or something. You know the way they did for Tupac?
And then Bruno Mars has to come out.
And then Bruno Mars comes out.
Uptown
and
Funk.
then,
That's this.
It's the same dude.
Right? He stole it?
Exactly.
Or whatever you want to call it.
Exactly. But to have like all those collaborations, like that would just be fucking ideal. So that's my thing. Mario, would you want to see Michael Bolton or something?
No, I mean,
What's that? Michael McDonald. Do you want to hear some Michael McDonald?
that'd be awesome. Is that the video that was on the 4-Year-Old Virgin that they kept playing?
Yeah. If I had to hear Yamo be there one more goddamn time.
You know what they should do? The quick changers, like they use at the halftime of the Spurs, the quick change dancers. You never seen those?
No.
Oh, it's just like a guy and a girl, and the girl changes clothes like every 2 seconds.
Yeah, that is the stupidest
They
thing.
should just roll, instead of having a performer.
So like super
they should just
boring.
run through all those stupid ass.
Or just have like magic tricks, but like kids versions of
The
magic
one
tricks.
with the lady that's on a unicycle throwing plates on her head.
Yeah.
That lady, all of them. You do them all in a row. That'd be great.
I'd be okay with
The dog tricks
Yeah, there you
that
go.
are so bad. The dog tricks are so bad. It's like I feel like I could teach my dog how to do those tricks in like 3 days.
Right, and you're like, what's the big fucking deal?
And they go out there for like 2 minutes and then it's over.
What's the big fucking deal? Right? Anyway, that was my thing. Guys, you got any more garbage time bullshit you guys want to spread the
I'm
love?
saving it for next week.
Oh, yeah. Dude, don't throw away that paper.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep buying this week.
Yeah, keep y'all's so that way y'all can know that.
I drew on it.
I got 100. You want me to keep y'all's?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. That's even better.
I usually just throw y'all's away. Like, y'all leave them here every single time, and I just trash them. I'm like, they won't need this. Well, I save it anyway. So, whatever.
All right.
Anyway, guys.
Week 8 in the books.
Week 8 in the books. See you next week.